Call it Pop Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, booty.
Short. Hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Morning YouTube, it's Desi and I'm back with another video, you guys. And with this video I'm going to talk about phlebotomy. I know you guys love those videos, so I figured I would go ahead and continue it on out for y'all. I'm getting so happy, you guys, because I'm almost about done with pain management medical assistant, and I finally got hired on as a remote job for medical assistant, so I will be doing more videos as far as for that. As you guys may know, I always try to talk about my past experience because I no longer work as a phlebotomist. I was working as a phlebotomist at a plasma center, and now I had got hired on at a pain clinic as a medical assistant, pain management. Been here for at least about like a year and a half, going on 2 years in September. But I found a better opportunity with remote. I'm still trying to see which specialty I'll be working for, so I will let you guys know by the end of this week. So this video is going to talk about what is it like in a day of a phlebotomist, making only $11 an hour, and is it worth it? Also being cross-trained, what exactly to expect. So basically, if you guys watch any of my other videos, I always talk to you guys as far as for how my experience went with phlebotomy. And basically, do I think it's worth it as far as for becoming a phlebotomist, even if you're making $11 an hour? I would say yes, and I know some of y'all may think I'm crazy, but the reason why I would say yes is because you still want to get your experience. A lot of medical jobs do where you have to have a certain amount of sticks before even becoming either a certified phlebotomist or get a certificate as far as for phlebotomy. They make sure that they try to keep that intact. So I would definitely say that part is actually worth it. Now, as far as for the money wise, of course it's not worth it. But like I said, here in Florida, we don't make as much money as a phlebotomist, like unless you're working at a big organization. But I mean, BPL is a big organization because it has different locations, but at the time when I was working, we really wasn't making that much money. Now, things may have changed. I did see on Indeed that most plasma centers, they're starting their phlebotomists off within $15 to $16 an hour now, which is a dramatic change. So I actually feel like that's acceptable. But if you're really trying to get your experience and you're practicing as far as for phlebotomy, definitely take up that $11 an hour, which I don't think is that anymore, but just definitely take up that small portion, because at the end of the day, you just kind of want to get your experience. Another thing that I would mention is, what is it like in the day of a phlebotomist? So basically, every time I would go into work, basically I would get there as early. And when I tell you phlebotomists work early, pretty much 6 a.m. to 3 is like the best shift. Sometimes you do have like 11 a.m. to 8, because like I said, at plasma center, you have to wait till the last donor is done. So you have people that works in the morning who's going to be there for the first donor, and you have people who's going to be there way at the end when the last donor is done completing. I feel like, you know, every day, basically, I would get there really early. You got to make sure you turn on all the machines and collaborate. When I mean as in collaborate, you have to make sure that each machine is working. So we will have to turn on each. It was I think it was called PCS2 machine or something like that. We had to make sure we cut on each one. It'll take like at least like 10 seconds to load, and then we'll have to weigh the it's like a weigher thing on there. So of course, when you're done doing the phlebotomy successful draw, say for instance this is the bottle full of plasma, you have to sit it on the weigher scale, and then they basically have to weigh that. So basically what we would do is every morning we'll have to put like a it was like a weigh scale. I think it's like 25 pounds or something like that. I don't know, I could be wrong, probably 10 pounds or something, and we'll just sit it on there just to make sure that it's capable of weighing the right amount, and we just make sure that we put the right number on there. So after all the machines are collab, of course scan them all in and everything like that. If any machine goes wrong, you have to put that one out and just kind of put a reason as far as for why it wouldn't work. But basically, all you have to make sure that the up front, so receptionist has to make sure that they collaborate what's up there, and basically the donor floor has to collaborate what's on the floor as well too. You'll have all the donors go ahead and walk on in. Once we open up, they'll go to the kiosk, make sure that they get what they need to get. Go ahead to each booth to get screened. So that's pretty much what receptionists do. They'll make sure they check the blood pressure, your iron level, you know, just make sure that they see if there's any new additions as far as for you for tattoos, piercings, stuff like that, because certain factors can stop you from donating that day. And then once you're done getting cleared with the screening, you'll then go ahead and go to the donor floor. Once you go to the donor floor, we'll go ahead and just sit you down and pretty much scan you on in, get your last 4 social security numbers, and that's pretty much on how that works. Pretty much what I would say as far as for phlebotomy, it was times that we would have to draw blood. It depends on what number of draw that you're on, but it would be times that we had to draw blood from certain patients. Now, as far as for do I think phlebotomy is worth it, like I said, the pay with it being $11 an hour, I would say it's worth it just so you can get your experience. But the job itself was definitely worth it, because at the end of the day, it actually helped me on like certain things that I needed to improve on. So when I was going to medical assistant school at Fortis College, basically every time we would do like a stick, like we'll do the capillary tube, so we'll do finger pricks, and then we'll also do like the major sticks, which will be right here. And if you wanted to volunteer, you can get a blood draw right here as well too. But basically we would try to get as many sticks as we can. Most people, they wouldn't really have as much numbers, so I feel as if like working at a plasma center really opened up my eyes. Like, everybody is not the same. Not only that, working at a plasma center, you're dealing with a lot of scar tissue, so it was like, it was some difficult sticks, y'all. Like, a lot of people, they donate plasma so much that the scar tissue built up so much, and it's like so thick. So it's like I literally had to work around with stuff like that. Not only that, I was working with patients who literally had arms that's twice the size of my arm, or even patients who have like difficult veins that was like rolling and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like working at a plasma center really opened up my eyes to a lot of things. Is being cross-trained pretty much worth it? If most people want to know, yes. Some jobs really do want to know as far as for, do you have the experience of working as a receptionist? So I was cross-trained with donor floor, phlebotomist, and also receptionist. So I was like moving around so much. It's worth it as far as for your experience level, but as far as for the actual job, whenever you're cross-trained with something, y'all, they're going to keep bouncing you around everywhere. So I just want to let you guys know that. So say, for instance, you can start off your day in receptionist, and then the donor floor get backed up. They'll be like, can you send Desiree out to the donor floor to help us out to get the line down? I used to hate that, you guys, because it's like half of the time they're sending me out there because they don't want to work. So I used to hate stuff like that. But as far as for my experience, I really did enjoy every experience that I had with learning as far as for receptionist, how it worked, with learning as far as for how phlebotomy worked, and learning as far as for how the donor floor worked. I really loved it. The only thing that I probably wouldn't have got trained on was just the lab processing, and that takes a lot of work. So pretty much if you have experience with that, that's really good too, because if you're a lab processor, you could take that on to like different labs. Like, you can it's easy for you to get hired on with either Quest or Millennium, LabCorp. It just all depends. So those type of experience really does help you out as well too. Pretty much, I just feel like with being a phlebotomist, most people, they really want to know as far as for, is the field really like frightening or whatnot? If you know exactly what you're doing, you'll be completely fine. It's just at the end of the day, you don't want to freak out. Like, when you freak out, you make the patient freak out, and they can feel when you're about to freak out. So it's like, just take it with ease. If you literally know what you're doing, you're fine. And phlebotomy is so quick. Like, it's literally like an in and out thing. And literally, you're drawing blood and they go on about their day and you're on to the next one. So it's nothing to too much freak out about. I just feel as if like, I just wish Florida people, like, we would get paid more whenever it comes to phlebotomy. But in the meantime, I just want to kind of give you guys an update as far as for what is it like in the life of a phlebotomist. I'll be sure to leave all my other videos down below so you guys can click those and find out more experience. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get started off with my day, y'all. So y'all have a good one and have a great Tuesday, y'all. Stay safe. Peace.